YouTube, what the crap's going on? Heir of Carthage here, back on Total War Rome 2 with another online battle. It's the same group you saw last time, same teams, we just all switched up factions. We got Welshie coming as Macedon this time, myself as the Suebi, Blood Knights rolling as Carthage, and then we got Axe Minister as Egypt, Harley is coming as the Ardiaei. I say all new fact, or no, it was Seleucus last time, yeah. Okay, Harley's as Ardiaei, and Cyrus Blood's coming as Epirus. Interesting faction choices here, so there's definitely no power faction in this group, so it'll be kind of like a fight of mid-tier factions, so it should be pretty fun. This is medium funds too, because we had so much lag last time, so we switched it to medium funds, which is funny because most of us just ended up bringing more cheaper units. I don't know if it really, I mean, the lag was a little better. So I've got 4 Bloodsworn, 2 Spear Levy, and 3 Wodenaz for my Suebi, and I do have a fast charge general. I was hoping that at the medium funds level, the Bloodsworn with their improved charge could do a lot of damage, and then I can use the Pride ability to boost AP damage, and the Bloodsworn already get good AP damage, and I'm going to end up needing it because I'm going to end up facing the Ardiaei. In the center, Macedon's rolling with 3 Levy Pikes. They've got some Slingers, Thorax Swords for a second line, several Thessalian Cav. I forget about this Wodenaz at the beginning too. I do end up moving it up later. And then Carthage has a lot of swords. They've got, I think, 3 or 4 Libyans, some mercenary Celtics, and just they have quite a few swords for Carthage, and not really cavalry per se. They just have a couple of late Libyans. So Carthage is going infantry heavy. Epirus has gone with pikes, so they have 4 pikes up the center. Mercenary Samnite, a couple of Illyrian levies, and they only have slingers up front though because they've spent so much money on infantry. A couple of mercenary Italian cav, but they do have a Hellenic royal cav here, and that's a tough cavalry in medium funds. 3 Egyptian archers. Let's see, Galatian sword line behind them with a couple Levi Thurios. These guys can pay dividends here too. And the Ardiaei are rocking, I think, 5 Illyrian hoplites, 1 noble, 2 Illyrian cav, an Illyrian Thurios, and a couple of Celtic warriors on each flank. So I'm kind of overnumbered, but the quality of my units should be decent. The Club Levy, they're going to have a lot better attack. They're just not going to have near as much health and armor as the Illyrian hoplites, and the Illyrian hoplites have a decent charge bonus as well. I'm going to use my Germanic Slingers. These guys are going to be a saving grace for my army because they can do a lot of damage late game, and they also make it difficult for an enemy to skirmish with you. I did take these guys off skirmish, so I have to manually skirmish. I've gone ahead and popped fast charge. Let's see if I use it properly. I'm waiting to charge until hopefully my charge bonus ticks up. I think it's like a 10-second wait or something. I've gone ahead and given attack orders, and I'm thinking the charge bonus will be there by the time. Yeah, the charge bonus is kicked in. So I am going to get a successful fast charge here, so my Bloodsworn ought to do quite nice on the charge, and I'm taking my General right up the center as well, which is pretty risky. I've popped Pride too, so I will be inflicting maximum damage with the Bloodsworn and the Wodenaz Spears, but these Mercenary Peltists are just going to sit back here and start picking off my troops, which is going to be pretty irritating. I'm already going to have a hard enough fight on my hands. I definitely don't need that. So yeah, my Bloodsworn though, doing alright to start with, and then my Wodenaz Spear is going to get out here and start beasting up some Celtic warriors with the support of a Spear Levy that's under the influence of fast charge as well. The Illyrian cavalry has caught me a couple of times, but my Germanic Scout Riders are taking them out. And an Egyptian Camel Raider came after my Slingers, but I managed to save them. In the center, Macedon is engaging Egypt, and it's going fairly good for Macedon at this point. He's just kind of keeping a lot of his units in the back. And then Carthage is skirmishing around here with Epirus. The pikes, though, are actually getting the better of Carthage quite well at the moment. He's keeping them scooted in, and Cyrus Blood's doing a good job being aggressive with these pikes and making Carthage pay. Now check this out. Stinking Scythe Chariot from Axe Minister pops out of the woods, and I was like, holy crap. And I was telling my team members, like, Chariot's coming out of the woods, so this was very, very bad for us. My Scout Cavalry is all the way down here, needs to be back up here. The Chariots are going to roll on through. They want to go for my Slingers. Now this is good. It's going to buy my infantry just a moment. My Spear Levy has already tossed their Javelins, so I was offering it as a meat shield. The Chariots changed their mind, and they're going to head for the back of my infantry. So this isn't good. I was actually starting to mop up the infantry fight quite nicely, and my General takes a rear charge from Scythe Chariots. So this is very bad for me. The Scythe Chariots are going to do an extraordinary amount of damage. But I do get my Scout Riders here, and Axe Minister knows that he's got to keep his chariots away from my Scout Riders. I'm trying desperately to get a volley on his chariots. I get like a couple of javelins off. Fortunately, the Thessalian cavalry of Macedon is supporting me, which I need badly at this point. So the chariots did a lot of damage, though they didn't completely wreck my army. Thessalian cavalry is going to catch them here on a charge, so that's good. It's going to do some damage, and now my Scout Riders are close enough to pitch their javelins, except I get a little too close. And Axe Minister brings the chariots right into my Scout Riders. So I'm like, crap, I'm about to lose the only unit that can kill the chariots, so it's a very desperate moment. And then my guys unleash a volley of javelins here and kill pretty much all the chariots in that single volley. So between the Thessalians and that, we managed to kill the chariots, and then that causes a chain panic amongst all of the Egyptians, and Axe Minister's army just falls apart here when the chariots lost. At this point, the Ardiaei, it had started to look better when the chariots rolled through, but a lot of my guys managed to hang on. I'm getting some nice kills on some of my Club Levy, or Bloodsworn and my Wodenaz. My general is going to die, though. He didn't end up doing much. I'm going to go take out these Peltis before they can do more damage. And the Thessalian cav of the Macedonian player here is doing a great job, causing a lot of damage. And I'm going to use my Spear Levy to get in here as well. And now my Slingers can concentrate on these Illyrian Hoplites, and I can wipe them out as well. Look at that Bloodsworn, 147 kills. Definitely not bad at all. The Bloodsworn are a little shakier on morale, but in medium funds, I would say that they are a definite threat. Carthage is the only one who's really kind of struggling one-on-one here to get things done, but he's done some damage to Cyrus Blood, and now a lot of the Macedonian troops are free, a lot of my troops are free, and we're hopefully going to be able to finish off Epirus. These guys have pretty much all their ammo left too, so my Germanic Slingers should be able to destroy any attempt to pike box in late game or anything like that. So, and the Germanic Slingers would be excellent if they had any skirmishers left. So these guys, again, if they get to late game and there's no enemy cavalry to get after them, they're not going to do near as much damage as like a Balearic Slinger, but they can be a pain in the butt to get rid of if you don't have cavalry. And our enemies do not have cavalry here. So it's going to end up being very good for me. Yeah, my Scout Riders, getting rid of the Peltis. I was hoping to chase these guys down before they came back, but they did. So now I'm just going to push across the map and help get rid of Epirus, while my guys sit here and get rid of the Illyrian Noble Hoplite General. Here comes a Thessalian Cav charge in the back. That's going to pretty much finish off the Noble Hoplites, who were otherwise doing a great job here. My Wodenaz Spears, though, Wodenaz are a great unit. They are really a nice unit. Cavalry counter tactics, good attack, decent block chance, just a good solid unit. Anyway, so the Ardiaei have been pretty much wrapped up. They do have these units that came back, but I ended up in the end just kind of barely managing to win that. Definitely kudos to the Macedonian player for delivering some decisive rear charges that helped swing that my way. So I am going to run over here. Like I said, we'll try. I do have, like, I think 1 or 2 javelin volleys left in my Scout Riders. I saved it for late game just in case. Always good to have some stuff for late game. So after the initial killing of the Illyrian cavalry, I turned off the fire at will, because javelins can end up being extremely useful in late game. So I was going to come get the Slingers, but they're going to run back through these pikes, and I think that he's trying to bait me into getting impaled on the pikes, but I go ahead and charge the pikes before they can turn around, and so that will get rid of this pike unit, and that'll help free up the Carthaginian a little bit here, who is desperately fighting against some Samnite warriors. Yeah, those pikes are gone. I'm going to have to retreat out of here. I'm going to lose one of my Scout Riders because it's down to 5 men. Look at these Carthaginians back here. Balearic Slinger's getting caught by a mercenary Italian cav that kind of came out of nowhere there. Yeah, we got a lot of units left here, so the Epirot player's in trouble. Now I'm going to use those javelins into the back of his pikes, so I'll be able to mow down a fair few of these pikemen. Just kind of weaken them up. This is, again, where the javelins can come in handy. His dang Slingers are back here, though, still firing at me, and I can't really get to him. This pike unit's a little too healthy for me to charge it with Germanic Scout Riders, so it's a little too risky. So I'm going to just keep these guys alive, because, I mean, the battle is pretty much ours, but I don't want to get too hasty here. These mercenary Samnites are going to get rear charged by a late Libyan hoplite. Looks like they kind of stop here, though. They do have an attack order, so there's the late Libyans moving in. This Italian cavalry routes all of the all of the Epirus units were out. So this time my team pulled out the victory, though it was another pretty darn fun battle. I've enjoyed these. Let's take a look at the different ones. So here's the Macedonian player. Thessalian Cav did a great job, and his general tanked out 235 kills. So spectacular performance from the Royal Peltist and these cavalry. His pikes really didn't get any kills, but I mean, you never really expect much with pikes. Slingers did an alright job, so did his swords, except, I mean, this unit got pooed on a little, but it wasn't overall that bad. 1,246 kills, so the most in our team, and definitely reeling it in right here with these units. So let's take a look at mine and Harley here. So this Wodenaz Spear did great. Let's take a look at my Bloodsworn. Almost all of them reaching 100 kills. This one got to 155, so considering they were up against an armored unit, that was not a bad performance from them right there. If I had a way to meat shield the charge a little better, might have turned out nice. But look at this Spear Levy here, cleaning up 129 kills. That's spectacular for a Spear Levy. I had almost all my ammo left on these guys too. Scout Cavalry did a good job. Take a look at Harley's here. So yeah, his Illyrian Hoplites just couldn't get the job done versus my infantry. One Celtic Warrior kind of did okay for a while, and his Noble Hoplite would have done great if it hadn't ended up getting ganged up on. So Epirus did a good job with this cavalry for sure. Illyrian Levies with 100 kills is impressive. Samnite Warriors were tanking out pretty nicely, and that's a pretty nice kill streak here for these pikes. He did pretty darn good with his pikes there. And the Carthaginian player had a couple of units that ended up doing well here. 85 kills on a late Libyan's never a bad deal. And his Samnites got torn up a little more. 80 kills on the bodyguard. Would have liked to see what that was. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage signing off for now.